Good day. In this lecture, we will discuss wastewater treatment, focusing on the processes used to clean water before it is released back into the environment. By the end of this lecture, you should be able to examine the different processes in a water treatment plant. There are two main systems for water treatment. First is your septic tank used in rural and suburban areas, and wastewater treatment plant used in urban areas. These systems differ in scale, but they follow similar treatment principles. For wastewater and sewage water treatment plants, it consists of primary treatment, which is a physical process, and a secondary treatment, which is a biological process. Each step targets different types of contaminants. In primary treatment, screens remove large debris, and grit tanks allow heavy solids like sand to settle. This removes about 40 to 60% of the suspended solids and around 20% of the organic matter. Oils, fats, and grease flow to the surface and are removed while heavier particles settle as sludge. This is a purely physical separation process. Secondary treatment uses aerobic microorganisms to break down organic matter. The air is supplied using blowers, and bacteria use oxygen to degrade organic pollutants. This process removes up to 90% of biodegradable waste. For post-treatment and handling, disinfection involves adding chemicals such as chlorine to kill remaining pathogens before the discharge. For effluent pumping, the treated water is called effluent and is then released back into the environment. The solids produced during the treatment is called sludge, and the sludge is processed using anaerobic digestion where microorganisms break it down into stable material called biosolids. These biosolids can be used as soil amendments, completing a resource recovery cycle. In terms of advanced tertiary treatment, we can also use charcoal filtration, which can be used to absorb organic compounds including harmful byproducts like chloroform. We could also use reverse osmosis, in which the pressure forces the water through a membrane and the contaminants are being left behind. This is a highly effective treatment for removing dissolved substances. We also have phytoremediation, in which we use plant to absorb contaminants and help clean water in a natural or constructed systems. There are also some special applications, such as in the case of desalination, which removes salt from seawater using distillation and reverse osmosis. However, desalination is very energy intensive and produces concentrated waste. For the distillation process, it involves heating the salt water until it evaporates, leaving behind the salts in the solid form, and the evaporated salt water condenses as fresh water. In terms of reverse osmosis, it uses high pressure to force salt water through a membrane filter with pores small enough to remove the salt. For the disadvantages, again, they have high cost due to high energy requirement. They kill many marine organisms and require large inputs of energy to run the pumps, and they produce large quantities of salty wastewater. For the legal side of water treatment, we have the Philippine Clean Water Act, or RA 9275, which provides a framework for water quality management, pollution control, and enforcement standards. Philippine Clean Water Act ensures safe and sustainable use of water resources. In terms of institutional mechanism, this includes monitoring systems, effluent standards, and laboratory accreditation. These systems ensure compliance and environmental protection. That concludes the lecture on wastewater treatment. Focus on how each treatment removes specific contaminants and protects water quality.